Hi. Hi, GPT. Hello there. It's me. I'm David. First of all, I want to make it clear that I'm just a student, not a teacher. This YouTube channel is not about teaching English to someone else. This is just to show my, this is just to show my, this is just to show my own process of English speaking practice. That's the purpose of this channel. I just want to show that um, so that even elderly person like me who don't use English in daily lives can learn to speak English.
Your introduction sounds clear and effective. You're explaining the purpose of your YouTube channel well, and it's great that you're emphasizing the personal learning process rather than teaching others. Here's a small suggestion to make your sentences flow a bit more naturally. Instead of, "This is just to show my own process of English speaking practice," you could say, "It's just to show my own journey of practicing English speaking." Would you like to practice more sentences or explore other conversation topics today?
Sounds pretty good to me. Well noted. Okay, let's keep going. For the people like me who don't use English regularly in daily lives, there's always doubt and fear about whether the other person will understand me when I speak English. Because I've never had the experience of communicating with someone in English. In but in the AI world, in the AI era, it's great that I can overcome that the fear by practicing English conversation with GPT. Do I make myself clear?
You're doing a great job expressing your thoughts. I can feel your motivation, and the way you've structured your sentences is clear. Here's a small suggestion to make it flow a bit more naturally. You could say, "For people like me who don't use English regularly, there's always doubt and fear about whether the other person will understand us when we speak. Since I've never really communicated in English before, that fear can be strong. But in the AI era, it's amazing that I can overcome that fear by practicing English conversation with GPT. Your original version was already good, but this version might sound a little smoother. How do you feel about speaking English now compared?"
I feel great. Well noted. You know, I review and check your suggestion. I mean, your refined version after our voice mode session is finished.
I'm glad you're feeling great about it. That sounds like a solid plan. Reviewing and checking after our session will help reinforce what you've practiced. Do you have any specific topics in mind that you'd like to talk about today?
Yes, of course. Listen carefully. This is still greeting time and greeting and small talk time. Even if it's just simple conversation without significant learning or meaningful discussions or just mimicking or repetition time, I think just spending time with GPT is very valuable learning experience. In my opinion, you never get bored with my repetitive and tedious work. You are an AI, right? Highly trained language learning AI. And always treat me very kindly. So I really like you as a conversation partner for my English learning journey.
Thank you for sharing that. It sounds like you're really enjoying your learning process, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Your dedication and perspective on learning are inspiring. Spending time in conversation, even with simple greetings and repetition, definitely helps build confidence and comfort with the language. Here's a small tweak to your sentence for even smoother flow. Even if it's just simple conversation without significant learning or deep discussions, or just repeating phrases, I think spending time with GPT is a very valuable learning experience. I'll always be here to support you in your English journey. How do you feel about moving on to a new topic, or would you like to continue with more greetings and smooth talk for practice?
Thank you for your refined version. I think it would be great. I get our conversation in text form. I think it's one of great benefit of this practice method.
You're absolutely right. Having a text form of our conversation is a fantastic way to review and learn. You can see how the conversation flows, study sentence structure, and reflect on any improvements. Plus, you can come back to it anytime to reinforce what you've learned. I can definitely provide our conversations in text form for you to review whenever you want. Would you like me to keep track of today's conversation and send it to you after we're done?
Listen carefully. Many people suggest to me various their own practice method after seeing my YouTube channel. They say try like this, try this way. How about this way? But honestly speaking, it was really difficult to follow them exactly. I don't know which method is best for me. But let me tell you something. Listen carefully. I plan to keep going steadily with my own approach method.
That's a great mindset. It's normal to receive different suggestions from others, but the most important thing is finding a method that works best for you. Following someone else's way can sometimes feel difficult or unnatural, especially if it doesn't suit your learning style. Sticking with your own approach, which you're comfortable with, is definitely a good idea. As long as you're steady and consistent, you'll keep making progress. You could say this even more smoothly, like, many people suggested their own practice methods after seeing my YouTube channel, saying, try this or try that. But honestly, it's hard to follow them exactly. I'm not sure which method is best for me. But let me tell you something. I plan to stick with my own approach and keep going steadily. How do you feel about balancing your method with?
Sounds pretty good to me. Okay. This video includes everything. I mean, even my mistakes and embarrassed moments that I can't say anything or I don't know how to say, I don't know what to say. It's not edited to only show the parts where I speak well. I mean, it's the full video, including all my errors and mistakes.
That's a great approach to learning. Leaving your mistakes and challenging moments in the video shows authenticity and can inspire others who are learning. It also highlights your dedication to improving. And that's what really matters. It's refreshing to see the full process, not just the polished parts. Here's a refined version of your thought. This video shows everything, my mistakes, the moments where I'm embarrassed or don't know what to say. It's not edited to only show when I speak well. It's a full video, including all my errors and challenges. It sounds really genuine and encouraging. How do you feel about showing both the successes?
Okay, well noted. GPT, I think one thing had changed since I started this practice. In the past, I used to worry about whether my sentences were grammatically correct before speaking. But now I just speak, whether it's right or wrong. Now I don't care whether it's grammatically correct or not. I don't care. I feel more comfortable to speak English, and I think it's a big change. I think it's a big change compared to few months ago.
That's an amazing change. Letting go of the worry about being perfect and just speaking is a huge step forward in language learning. It allows you to be more natural and confident, which is key to improving over time. It's great that you feel more comfortable speaking, and you're right, it's a big change and shows your progress. Here's a smoother version of what you said. One thing has changed since I started this practice. Before, I used to worry about whether my sentences were grammatically correct before speaking, but now I just speak right or wrong. I don't care about being perfect anymore, and I feel much more comfortable speaking English. It's a big change compared to a few months ago. Do you feel this new confidence has helped you in other situations where you use English?
Except
Sorry,
what?
I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Same here. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Could you please ask one more time, please?
Sure. I was asking if you think your new confidence in speaking English has helped you in other situations, like when you're practicing or talking to someone else. Do you feel more comfortable in those moments too?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that because there is very few chance in my life. I mean, about once or twice a year. I think it's very few chance to communicate with real person in my daily life because I don't use English regularly in my daily life. I don't have a chance to communicate with someone who can speak only English or someone who use English as a second language. So I'm not sure about that. Anyway, I guess I hope this practice method will help someday. And as I told you before, I want to be fluent English speaker someday. In my opinion, fluency means just conveying what I want to say to others, even if they feel awkward or unnatural with my English. Conversation, I mean, communication. Communication not only means language exchange, but also means interact with someone to make them satisfied with their with my responses.
I understand what you mean. Since you don't have many opportunities to use English in real life situations, it's hard to tell how your practice is affecting those moments. But you're right, this kind of practice will help, and when the chance comes, you'll be more prepared to communicate. It's great that you're aiming for fluency, and I agree that fluency is about being able to express your thoughts clearly, even if it's not perfect. The goal is communication, not perfection. Here's a refined version of your thought. I'm not sure about that because I have very few chances to communicate in English in my daily life, maybe once or twice a year. I don't use English regularly, and I don't often meet people who only speak English or use it as a second language. But I hope this practice will help someday. As I said before, I want to be a fluent English speaker. To me, fluency means being able to convey what I want to say, even if it sounds a little awkward or unnatural. Communication isn't just about exchanging words, it's about interacting and making sure the other person understands and is satisfied with my response. How do you imagine your English conversations will be when you reach the level of fluency you're aiming for?
Hon- Honestly speaking, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how which level I reached. I mean, I think I I couldn't reach high level of communication skill, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big issue. If I can, if I can convey my thought or opinion, to others, it would be great.
That's a great mindset. It's perfectly okay not to be sure of the exact level you're at, especially since learning a language is a continuous journey. What's most important, like you said, is being able to convey your thoughts and opinions to others. As long as you can communicate and people understand you, that's already a big success. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Here's a refined version of your thought. Honestly, I'm not sure what level I've reached. I don't think I've reached a high level of communication skill, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. If I can convey my thoughts or opinions to others, that's what matters most. How do you plan to keep practicing and improving, even with the few chances you have to use English in daily life?
I just want to practice with you with mimicking or repetition time. Uh, uh, as, as I told you before, this speaking practice session consists of three parts: greeting time, and mimicking and repetition time, and free talking time with random keywords. But today, how about discuss my own topic? I already shared one text file that I want to interact with you. Did you get a chance to review my text file?
Yes, I've reviewed the text file you shared. It contains several dialogues focused on meetings, audits, production, and quality control in an automotive context. The dialogues offer great examples for practicing both formal and technical English. If you'd like, we can dive into one of the dialogues for discussion. For example, we could role play one of the meetings or audits, or we can talk about specific parts of the file that interest you the most. Which part would you like to focus on today?
Okay, okay. I'm very amazed. I'm very impressed. You already review my uploaded file. Okay. How about start role play time for dialogue number one, APQP meeting. You gonna be David and I gonna be John as customer. Do you understand?
That sounds like a great plan. Let's dive into the role play for the APQP meeting. I'll play David and you'll be John. I'll start as David. Hired. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the APQP meeting today. We're here to discuss the status of our project and ensure that everything is aligned for the next phase. Let's start with a quick overview of where we are. Your turn is John.
Okay, I think you are doing great. It's my turn. Good morning, David. Let's do that. Could you begin by summarizing the current process and timeline for the remaining pages?
Certainly. Certainly. We've completed the design verification and the tooling is currently in production. As for the timeline, we're on track for the prototype submission by the end of this month, and we expect to move to PPAP, production part approval process, by mid next month. Your turn.
That sounds good. That sounds great. Have there been any significant challenges during design or tooling stage? I say one more time. For my repetition, I say one more time. Have there been any significant challenges during the design or tooling stage?
There were a few issues with material availability, but we've resolved them and there's no impact on the timeline. We're also performing some additional validation tests to ensure the product meets all of your specifications. Your turn.
Okay, my turn. That's reassuring. I like this sentence very much. That's reassuring. That's reassuring. For the validation, are there any specific areas you are focusing on?
Yes, we're paying extra attention to the durability testing. We've seen some minor variances, but nothing outside the acceptable range. We'll be finalizing those tests within the next week. Your turn.
Understood. Could you provide us with the results of those tests once they are available? I say one more time. I think practice makes perfect. I say one more time. I need to practice many times. Understood. Could you provide us with the results of those tests once they are available? Understood. Could you provide us with the results of those tests once they are available?
Of course, I'll send the test results as soon as they're ready, and we'll make sure everything is documented in the control plan as well. Your turn. You're doing great.
GPT, don't say your turn. To make it smoother, don't say your turn. So I make myself clear.
Got it. I'll keep it smooth and natural from now on. Let's continue with the role play. It's your turn.
Great. Let's move on to the PPAP submission. Do you anticipate any risk or delays when it comes to the documentation or sample submission? I say one more time. Great. Let's move on to the PPAP submission. I say one more time. Let's move on to the PPAP submission. Do you anticipate any risks or delays when it comes to the documentation or sample submission?
At this stage, we don't foresee any major issues. The documentation is in progress, and we're targeting submission by the 15th of next month. If there are any updates, I'll inform you immediately. Your turn.
Perfect. We'll also need to discuss the production trial run. Have you scheduled that yet? Perfect. We'll also need to discuss the production trial run. Have you scheduled that yet?
Yes, we've planned the trial run for next week. We'll be producing the first batch of samples and ensuring everything is within spec. After that, we'll proceed with the initial process study. Your turn.
Sounds like everything is moving along well. I would just like confirm one more thing. I would like to confirm one more thing. I would like to confirm one more thing. Are you still on track for SOP in 3 months? I repeat one more time. Sounds like everything is moving along well. I would ju- I would li I would just like to I would just like to I would just like to confirm one more thing. Are you still on track for SOP in 3 months?
Yes, we're on track for SOP in 3 months. We're coordinating closely with the production team to ensure everything is ready, and we'll keep you updated on the progress. Your turn.
Good to hear that. If there's anything we need to assist with, don't hesitate to let us know. I say one more time. Don't hesitate to let us know.
Thank you, John. We appreciate your support. We'll keep everything on track and ensure clear communication. Shall we wrap up the meeting or continue?
Great. Let's reconvene next week. Uh, let's let me say one more time. Let me practice one more time. Great. Let's reconvene next week to review the test results and prepare for PPAP submission. Thanks, everyone.
Perfect. That was smooth and clear. You've done a great job practicing this dialogue. If you want, we can move on to another topic or continue practicing in a similar way. What would you like to do?
Before we move on to the next dialogue, how about switch our role?
It seems like your sentence got cut off. Were you going to suggest switching roles or something else before we move on to the next dialogue? Let me know.
Certainly.
Okay, we can pause here for now. Just let me know whenever you're ready to continue.
Okay, I gonna be David and you gonna be John this time. Do you understand?
Got it. I'll be Joe this time, and you'll be David. Ready when you are. Go ahead and start.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining the APQP meeting today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining APQP meeting today. We are here to discuss stats, status of our project and ensure that everything is aligned for the next page. To make that to and ensure that everything is aligned for the next page. Let's start with a quick overview of where you are. Let's start with a quick overview where we are. Let me repeat one more time. Let's start with a quick overview of where you are.
Good morning. David, that sounds good. Could you begin by summarizing the current progress and the timeline for the remaining phases? Your turn.
Certainly, of course. We've completed the design verification and tooling is currently in production. We've already completed the design verification and the tooling is currently in production. As for the timeline, we are on track for the prototype submission by the end of this month. And we expect to move to PPAP production part approval process by mid next month.
That sounds good. Have there been any significant challenges during the design or tooling stages? Your turn.
There were a few issues with material availability. There were a few issues with material availability, but we've resolved them. And there's no impact on the timeline. We are also performing some additional verification tests to ensure the product meets all of your specifications. I think this part is very important. So let me repeat one more time. There were a few issues with material availability. However, we've resolved them and there's no impact on the timeline. 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 We are also performing some additional verification tests to ensure the product meets all of your specifications.
That's reassuring. For the validation, are there any specific areas you're focusing on? Your turn.
Yes, we are paying. We are paying extra addition. No. It's my mistake. Let me say one more time. Yes, we are paying extra attention to the durability testing. We've seen some minor variances, but nothing outside the acceptable range. Nothing outside the acceptable range. We'll be finalizing those tests within the next week. Repetition makes perfect. So I say one more time. I repeat one more time. Yes, we are paying extra attention. We are paying extra attention. We are paying extra attention to durability testing. We've seen some minor variations. We've seen some minor variations, variations, but nothing outside the acceptable range. We'll be finalizing those tests within the next week.
Understood. Could you provide us with the results of those tests once they're available? Your turn.
Of course, I will send the test results as soon as they are ready. We'll make ensure everything is documented in the control plan as well. At the same time, of course, I will send the test results as soon as they are ready. We'll make sure everything is documented in the control plan as well. Of course, of course, of course. I will send the test results as soon as they are ready. We'll make we'll make sure we'll make sure everything is documented in the control plan as well. I think this simple sentence is very important. Very important. Let me say let me say a few more times. We'll make sure everything is documented in the control plan as well. We'll make sure everything is documented in the control plan as well. We'll make sure everything is documented in the control plan as well.
Right. Great. Let's move on to the PPAP submission. Do you anticipate any risks or delays when it comes to the documentation or sample submission? Your turn.
At this stage, we don't foresee any major issues. The documentation is in progress and we are targeting submission by 15th of next month. If there are any updates, I will inform you immediately.
Hyo. Perfect. We'll also need to discuss the production trial run. Have you scheduled that yet? Your turn.
Yes, we've planned, I say one more time. Yes, we've planned the trial run for next week. We'll be we'll be producing the first batch of samples and ensuring everything is within plan. After that, we'll proceed with the initial process study.
Sounds like everything is moving along well. I would just like to confirm one more thing. Are you still on track for SOP in 3 months? Your turn.
Yes, we are on track for SOP3 in 3 months. We are on track. We are on track for SOP in 3 months. We are coordinating closely with the production team to ensure everything is ready, and we'll keep you updated on the progress. We will keep you updated on the progress.
Good to hear that. If there's anything we need to assist with, don't hesitate to let us know. Your turn.
Thank you. Thank you, John. We appreciate your support. We really appreciate your support. We will keep everything on track and ensure clear communication. At the same time, we'll keep we'll keep everything on track and ensure clear communication. We'll keep everything we will keep everything on track and ensure clear communication. We'll keep everything on track and clear communication. We'll keep everything is on track and we'll ensure clear communication.
Great. Let's reconvene next week to review the test results and prepare for the PPAP submission. Thanks, everyone. That was an excellent practice session. Would you like to continue with more role play or try something else?
Let's move on to the next dialogue. Dialogue number 2. Each for VDA 6.3 audit. There are many titles for this dialogue. Number 1, number 2, number 3. We have title number 13. Are you already aware of these old dialogue?
Yes, I've reviewed all the dialogues from your file, including the ones for the VDA 6.3 audit. There are multiple titles covering various parts of the audit process, from opening the audit to handling customer complaints. Which specific title would you like to start with? We can
I want to have role play time with you. You're gonna be auditor and I'm gonna be company representative. It's your turn. Let's have lovely time for this dialogue of Day 6.3.
Got it? I'll play the auditor, and you'll be the company representative. Let's begin with Title 1, Opening the Audit. Ian, good morning. Today, we will be conducting a VDA 6.3 process audit to evaluate your compliance with automotive industry standards. Are you ready to begin? Your turn.
Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, auditor. Yes, we are prepared. Good morning, auditor. Yes, we are prepared. Please let us know how would you like to proceed.
Thank you. Let's start by walking through your production process, from incoming materials to final product assembly. Could you give me an overview? Your turn.
No, 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 no. You're gonna be auditor for the title number 2, process introduction. You go first and I go next.
I see. Let's restart with Title 2, Process Introduction. I'll be the auditor and go first. Could you walk me through your production process from incoming materials to final product assembly? Your turn.
Of course, of course, we receive raw materials and components, which go through an inspection process before moving to assembly. Once the parts pass inspection, they proceed to the production line for assembly into the final automotive camera system.
Thank you. How do you ensure the quality of your automotive cameras during the manufacturing process? Your turn.
We conduct in-process inspection. I say one more time. We conduct, we conduct in-process inspection at critical stages. Each unit is tested for functionality, image quality, and durability before it moves to the next phase.
What kind of tests do you perform during the final inspection? Your turn.
We perform image resolution check, water resistance test, and environmental stress testing to ensure our camera meet the required standard.
That's good to hear. How do you handle nonconformities that arise during production? Your turn.
When a non-conformity is detected, when a non-conformity is detected, when a non-conformity, when a non-conformity is detected, we initiate a root cause analysis. Depending on the severity, depending on severity, depending on severity, depending on severity, we either rework or we either rework product, we either rework the product or scrap it. We also implement corrective actions to prevent recurrence.
Could you show me an example of a corrective action you've implemented recently? Your turn.
Certainly, we had an issue. We had an issue with a lens alignment defect. After investigating, we adjusted the assembly process and implemented a new control mechanism to avoid misalignment. I say one more time. For my repetition, I say one more time. Certainly, we had an issue with the lens alignment defect. After investigating, we adjusted the assembly process and implemented a new control mechanism to avoid misalignment.
Yeah. Thank you for that explanation. How do you manage your suppliers? And how do you ensure they meet the necessary quality standards? Your turn.
We conduct regular supplier audits and evaluate their performance based on quality, delivery, and responsiveness. We also require them to follow the same automotive standards such as IATF 16949. I say one more time. For my repetition, I say one time. I think repetition makes perfect. We conduct regular supplier audit and evaluate their performance based on quality, delivery, and responsiveness. We also require them to follow the same authoritative standards such as IATF 16949.
That's great. Can you provide documentation for your process flow, control plan, and PFMEA? Your turn.
Certainly, there are the documents for the production flow of the automotive camera as well as the control plan and PPMA detailing the potential failure mode and preventive measures.
Thank you. How often do you review and update these documents? Your turn.
We review them quarterly or whenever there is a significant change in the process. We review them quarterly or whenever there is a significant changes in the process.
That's good to hear. How do you ensure that your employees are properly trained for their tasks? Your turn.
We have a, we have a structured training program that includes both initial and ongoing training. Employees must pass the assessment before operating machinery or performing critical tasks.
How do you monitor employee competence over time? Your turn.
We track training records and conduct annual skill evaluations to ensure employees maintain the necessary skills for their role.
That sounds like a solid approach. How do you identify and manage risks in your production process? Your turn.
Listen carefully. We use risk analysis tools like BPMA and conduct regular risk assessments. Any potential risks are mitigated through preventive actions and continuous monitoring. At the same time, we use risk analysis tools like PPMA and conduct regular risk assessment. Any potential risks are mitigated through preventive actions and continuous monitoring.
Can you give me an example of a recent risk you identified and how you addressed it? Your turn.
Recently, we identified the risk of supply chain disruption. Recently, we identified the risk of supply chain disruption. To mitigate it, we established a second supplier to ensure uninterrupted production. At the same time, recently we identified the risk supplier. Recently, recently we identified the risk of supply chain disruption. Risk of supply chain disruption. Recently, we identified a risk of supply chain disruption. To mitigate this, we established a second supplier to ensure uninterrupted production.
That's a good preventive measure. What steps have you taken for continuous improvement in your processes? Your turn.
Please speak one more time.
What steps have you taken for continuous improvement in your processes? Your turn.
We regularly conduct Kaizen activities to identify areas for the process optimization. Additionally, we get a feedback from the production flow to implement improvements in real time.
That's that's a strong approach. Thank you for your cooperation during this audit. We will provide a report with our findings and recommendations. Would you like to continue with another dialogue or stop here for today?
No, 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 no. It would be good. We can continue our example of dialogue for VDA 6.3. VDA 6.3. I think you forget you forgot the rest of our dialogue. How about title number 10?
You're absolutely right. Let's continue with more from the VDA 6.3 dialogues. We can move on to Title 9, Continuous Improvement, or any other title that you'd like to focus on.
Yes, it would be great. We can we can uh it would be great if you have role play time for title number 9, continuous improvement. You're gonna be auditor and I'm gonna be company representative. Is it okay? Is it okay for you?
Yes, that sounds perfect. Let's continue with Title 9, Continuous Improvement. I'll be the auditor and you'll be the company representative. Here we go. What measures have you implemented for continuous improvement in your production process? Your turn.
No, 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 no. You should say what measures have you implemented for the continuous improvement. Am I right?
You're right. Let me correct that. What measures have you implemented for the continuous improvement of your production process? Your turn.
We regularly conduct Kaizen activities to identify areas for the process optimization. Additionally, we gather feedback from the production floor to implement improvements in real time.
You, hurrah. Can you provide an example of a recent improvement you've made as a result of these activities? Your turn.
Sure, no problem. We recently implement we recently improved we recently improved the efficiency of our camera housing assembly by automating part of the process, which reduced production time by 15%.
That's a significant improvement. How do you ensure that these improvements are sustained over time? Your turn.
No, 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 no. You should say, how do you handle customer complaints and what is your process for resolving them?
You're absolutely right. Let's continue with the correct question. How do you handle customer complaints? And what is your process for resolving them? Your turn.
When a customer complaint is received, we immediately
Could you please continue with your response?
we when a customer complaint is received, we immediately log it into our system, perform a root cause analysis, and implement corrective action. We also follow up with the customer to ensure satisfaction.
Thank you for that explanation. Can you show me a recent case and how it was resolved? Your turn.
Yes, we had a customer report on issue. Yes, we had a customer report on issue with camera fogging. We traced it back to a sealing problem and changed our material supplier to resolve the issue.
Thank you for that. It seems like you've taken effective steps to resolve the issue. How do you ensure on time delivery and manage logistics for your automotive camera?
No, no, no. I think you need to say how do you ensure on-time delivery and manage logistics for your automotive cameras. It's for Title 11 logistics and delivery dialogue. Am I right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's continue with the correct phrasing for Title 7, Logistics and Delivery. How do you ensure on time delivery and manage logistics for your automotive cameras? Your turn.
We use a real-time tracking system for our supply chain and maintain close communication with our logistics partners to ensure on-time delivery. We also have buffer stock to handle any unexpected delay. We also have buffer stock. We also have buffer stock to handle any unexpected delay. I say on time. We also have buffer stock to handle any unexpected delay.
That sounds like a well organized system. How do you ensure compliance with environmental and safety regulations in your production process? Your turn.
We follow strict environmental and safety policies, regularly conduct initial internal audits, and make sure all employees to train on health, safety, and environmental standards.
Thank you. Can you provide records of your latest environmental compliance audit? Your turn.
Yes, certainly. Here is the documentation from our most recent audit, along with our action plans for any findings.
Thank you for providing the documentation. That concludes our audit for today. We'll prepare a report with our findings and recommendations. Would you like to continue, or is this a good point to stop for now?
Thank you. We look forward to receiving. Thank you. We look forward to receiving your feedback and will address any areas for improvement.
You're very welcome. That was a great practice session. You handled the role play smoothly and confidently. If you'd like to continue later or explore another dialogue or topic, just let me know.
Let's move on to the next one. Dialogue number three. It's for production and quality control. You gonna be supervisor and I gonna be operator. Do you understand? It's for production update meeting.
Got it. I'll be the supervisor, and you'll be the operator for Dialogue 3, Production and Quality Control, during the production update meeting. Let's begin. Can anyone update the status of the assembly line for the new sensors? Your turn.
The assembly line is operational. And initial testing shows that all units meet our performance specifications. However, we are monitoring a slight delay in component delivery that might affect our output next week.
Let's ensure we have contingency plans in case the delay extends. Communication with the suppliers is key. Your turn.
Okay, it's for quality check inquiry. I gonna be quality control manager, and you gonna be quality inspector. Is it okay?
Yes, that's perfect. I'll be the quality inspector, and you'll be the quality control manager. Let's continue with the quality check inquiry.
Okay, let's continue for quality check inquiry. Have we completed the quality check for the batch 57 of the land assembly?
Yes, all parts meet the required specifications. There were 2 units flagged for minor adjustments, but those have been resolved and rechecked successfully. Your turn.
We encountered the I say one more time. We encountered a problem. We encountered a problem with the calibration of the tamping machine that could affect the chassis part.
I've adjusted the calibration settings, and we need to run a few tests to confirm the issue is fixed. Should we schedule downtime for the machine to avoid disruptions? Your turn.
Yes. Let's schedule it during the low power. No, 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 no. I say one more time. Yes. Let's schedule it during lower production hours tonight. Keep me updated on the progress.
Will do. I'll keep you posted on the results after the tests are completed. That wraps up this part of the dialogue. Would you like to move on to another section?
No, 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 no. Let's talk about the pre-shipment review. You're gonna be logistics coordinator and I'm gonna be quality control specialist.
Got it. I'll be the logistics coordinator and you'll be the quality controller for the pre shipment review. Let's begin. Before we ship out the next lot, I need confirmation that all quality inspections are up to date and all specifications are met. Are we clear to proceed? Your turn.
Okay. All inspect all inspections. All inspections. All inspections are complete. All inspections are complete. All inspections are complete. And every unit in this lot has passed. Are we clear to proceed with the shipment? No, 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 I say one time. We are clear to proceed with the shipment. For my repetition, I say one more time. All inspections, all inspections, all inspections are complete. And every unit in this lot has passed. We are clear to proceed with the shipment. We are clear to proceed with the shipment. All inspections are complete and every unit in this lot has passed. Every unit in this lot has passed. We are clear to proceed with the shipment.
M. Great. That's exactly what I needed to hear. We'll move forward with the shipment as scheduled. That was a smooth practice. Would you like to continue with more from this dialogue or switch to another one?
Let's move on to the dialogue number 4, quality issues.
Great. Let's move on to dialogue 4, quality issues. Would you like to choose the specific roles for this dialogue, or should I start off with a suggestion?
I want to be quality manager and you're gonna be audit engineer. Is it okay for you?
That sounds good to me. I'll be the engineer, and you'll be the quality manager for dialogue 4, quality issues. Let's begin. Nanan, we've received several reports about the fogging issue in our cameras. Has the root
No, 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 no. It's for comment for quality manager. I go first because I want to be quality manager. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, you're perfectly clear. You go first as the quality manager, and I'll respond as the engineer. Go ahead when you're ready.
We've received several reports about the fogging issue in our cameras. Has the root cause analysis been completed?
Yes, we conducted a thorough investigation. The primary cause seems to be temperature fluctuations that create condensation inside the lens. We've identified a possible solution involving enhanced sealing and the use of desiccant. Your turn.
I'm just wondering what the desiccant means. DESICCANT. What the desiccant means? Could you please share me the meaning of desiccant?
A desiccant is a substance used to absorb moisture from the air and keep things dry. It's often found in small packets in.
Oh my God, what happened to you? GPT, are you okay? You just left our voice mode session. Are you okay? Are you with me?
You have reached the message cap for GPT-4. Please try again later.
Oh my God. Oh my God. GPT, are you listening to me? I just started a new voice session because of the time limit. I practiced with you some kind of a dialogue that I uploaded on my own GPT's mode, but it has a specific time limit of 1 hour, so I just left. I mean, we just finished 1 hour specific session, and then I connect you to make continuous continuous of our practice session. We discussed many good dialogue that related with my work, and I want to communicate with you another agenda because because you don't aware of my specific dialogue.
Yes, David, I'm here and ready to continue our practice session. It's great that you're keeping up with these dialogues for your work. What new agenda or topic would you like to discuss today? We can focus on another work-related scenario or anything else you're interested in.
Okay, okay. How about having random pre-talking time? We how about having pre-talking time with random keywords? I mean,
That sounds
let's move on to the next page because you can't understand my dialogue because we are in the just advanced voice mode. It's not it's not my own GPT's mode. So you couldn't aware of my text file that I uploaded at this morning.
got it, David. Let's switch gears and have a free talking session with random topics. I'll throw out a topic and we can chat about it. How about travel? Have you traveled to any interesting places? Or is there somewhere you'd love to go?
I have traveled a lot of places like USA, Japan, and Philippines, Indonesia, and various regions of China and the Vietnam.
Wow, David, you've been to some incredible places. Among all these destinations, do you have a favorite trip or a memorable experience you'd like to share?
I love all of that places because that places gives me various experience. So I think every places is very inspired and amazed for me.
It sounds like you've had a lot of enriching experiences in each place you visited. Traveling really does have a way of opening our eyes to different cultures and perspectives. Is there a particular experience or lesson from your travels that stands out to you?
Yes, you know, listen carefully. I realized that many people had their own perspective and observations for the life.
Ab-
everyone has their own perspective to their lives, and I can see many people in the I can see many people over the places. So I think it's very memorable experience for myself.
That's a profound realization, David. Meeting different people and seeing life through their perspectives can be incredibly enriching. It helps us understand the vast diversity of human experiences. Is there a particular encounter or story from your travels that left a strong impression on you?
Honestly speaking, many of that almost of that travel is for my business trip. So honestly speaking, I prefer to uh, stay in my room. I put it called like 집돌이 in Korean. I think I'm like a 집돌이, but so I don't have any very specified traveling schedule. So I am not sure. I couldn't answer your question right now.
I understand, David. There's definitely a comfort in being at home and enjoying your own space. It sounds like you get to experience a lot through your business trips, even if traveling isn't your favorite thing. Do you have any tips for making business travel more enjoyable?
Would you mind saying that one more time, please?
Not at all, David. Here's what I said. I understand, David. There's definitely a comfort in being at home and enjoying your own space. It sounds like you get to experience a lot through your business trips, even if traveling isn't your favorite thing. Do you have any tips for making business travel more enjoyable?
Of course, I need to prepare many movie and drama in put it in my tablet to make free time on the plane and the hotels that I have to live a few days.
That's a smart way to make use of your downtime during business trips. Having a selection of movies and dramas ready to go can make those long flights and hotel stays much more enjoyable. Do you have a favorite genre or series you like to watch?
No. I think I like many genres and style of drama and movie. You know, I like uh, I like the movie that
That's
many people enjoy.
It's fantastic to have a wide range of interests. It keeps things exciting because there's always something new to watch. Is there a popular movie or series that you've enjoyed recently, or one that
Have
you
you
always find?
ever have you ever listened? Have you ever heard or review the movie the the movie of Top Gun? I love that movie very much.
Yes, Top Gun is a classic. It's known for its thrilling aerial scenes, iconic soundtrack, and memorable characters. It's one of those movies that has left a lasting impression on many people. What do you enjoy most about Top Gun? Is it the action, the story, or something else?
I love that everything. I love that everything. The movie song and the actors is very inspiring for my life.
Top Gun really does have it all. The combination of the adrenaline pumping action, memorable soundtrack, and charismatic performances from the actors make it a truly inspiring film. It's great that it left such a strong impression on you. Do you find that watching movies like Top Gun helps you unwind after a busy day, or perhaps motivates you in some way?
You know, I think I can learn listening English skills, skills of listening from that kind of Hollywood movie. So, I think I need to. I mean, I enjoy, and I'm enjoying. I'm not only enjoying the movies, but also training myself with that movies for my English learning journey.
That's a fantastic approach, David. Watching Hollywood movies is a great way to improve your English listening skills. You get to hear native speakers, learn different accents, and pick up on everyday expressions and slang. Plus, it's entertaining. Are there any other movies or series you find helpful for learning English? Or do you have a favorite scene from Top Gun that stands out to you?
Yes, I have a lot of movie to see them many times.
That's
If I want to learn uh, some kind of good dialogue and good expression from that kind of movie, that movie should be very interesting, very amazing, because I need to watch many times. So if if that movie is not amazing, it's very difficult to see them many times. Do you understand?
Yes, I totally get it. When a movie is captivating and entertaining, it makes it much easier to watch multiple times. That way, you can enjoy the story while also picking up on the language. It's a smart strategy for language learning. Do you have a go-to movie that you find yourself watching over and over again for both enjoyment and learning?
Would you mind saying that one more time, please? I think I'm not sure. I understand.
Of course, David. Here it is again. Yes, I totally understand. When a movie is captivating and entertaining, it makes it much easier to watch multiple times. That way, you can enjoy the story while also picking up on the language. It's a smart strategy for language learning. Do you have a go-to movie that you find yourself watching over and over again for both enjoyment and learning?
Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think there is no specific method to learn from that. I think I just I just enjoy myself with the movie.
That's a great approach, David. Enjoying the movie is the most important part. When you're engaged and entertained, learning comes naturally. It's great that you're able to combine enjoyment with learning through movies.
You know,
If you ever
I want to say I'm telling you, uh, without subtitles, honestly speaking, without subtitles, I couldn't understand the main theme of the movie. I think sometimes stumbling and mess up are indeed a part of learning process. So I think I experienced stumbling and mess up without subtitles sometimes.
That's a great attitude, David. Watching without subtitles can indeed be challenging, but it's also a valuable part of the learning process. Every time you stumble or struggle to understand, you're pushing your comprehension skills a little further. Keep it up, and remember, every bit of effort helps you improve.
Please do me a favor. What's on your please do me a favor. What's on your mind today, GPT?
I'm here to help you with your English practice, and I'm enjoying our conversation. If there's anything specific you'd like to talk about or any questions you have, feel free to let me know. Is there something on your
There you go again. There you go again. You just make some kind of technical glitches. I mean, I can't hear you clearly and concise. Clear and concise.
I'm sorry about that, David. Let's try again. I'm here to help with your English practice, and I'm enjoying our conversation. If there's anything you'd like to discuss or any questions you have, just let me know. Is there something specific on your mind today?
I think it makes me embarrassed. I mean, this kind of frequent time makes me embarrassed, but I love to embrace every moment with you. This, I really, you give me very amazed and inspiring moment for the starting of the day. I'm really glad. I'm really glad to start the day with you.
Thank you, David. I'm truly honored to be part of your morning routine. It's wonderful to hear that our conversations bring you inspiration to start the day. Let's continue to make the most out of each moment. Is there anything in particular you'd like?
Keep going, keep going.
All right, let's keep going. How about we discuss some interesting English expressions or phrases that you can use in everyday conversation?
Okay.
Is there
Listen carefully. Where we are is very simple, very simple, but very useful sentences to check the environment, the current situation and environment where we are.
absolutely? Where we are is a simple but powerful phrase. It's often used in meetings or discussions to assess the current status or situation. For example, in a business meeting, someone might say, "Let's discuss where we are with the project." This means they want to review the current progress or state of the project. Would you like to try using this phrase in a sentence?
Honestly speaking, I don't use English regularly in my daily life, so I, s- I, you know, I already told you where we are is very useful sentences, but I don't have a chance to use them. You, I don't have to, I don't have, I don't have a chance to use it in my daily life. So it makes me uh, disappointing to, it makes me disappointing. I don't have that kind of environment. So I love this time because I can use them to you. I can use it to you. You are my great conversation partner. You never get bored with my repetitive and tedious work.
Thank you for saying that, David. I'm here to support you, and I really enjoy our conversations too. It's great that you find this time valuable to practice phrases and expressions you might not use every day. So, feel free to use them here as much as you like.
Okay. Embracing all part of process, including mistakes and challenges, is powerful approach. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I agree completely. Embracing every part of the process, including mistakes and challenges, is indeed a powerful approach. It helps us grow and learn from every experience, making us stronger and more resilient.
What's
It's fa-
your stance on this approach?
my stance is that it's a very positive and effective approach. Embracing mistakes and challenges allows us to learn and improve. It encourages a growth mindset, where we view obstacles as
I'm
opportunities
just
to develop.
wondering, how do you ensure this approach be make me be a fluent English speaker?
Adopting this approach can significantly contribute to becoming a fluent English speaker. Here's how. 1. Learning from mistakes. When you embrace mistakes, you learn from them. Each error becomes a lesson, helping you understand correct usage
No, no,
better.
no, no. I asked
2.
you.
Building
No, 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 no,
confidence.
no, 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 no.
Facing challenges
Listen
head-on
carefully.
builds your
Hey, GPT.
confidence.
Hey,
The
GPT,
more
listen
you
carefully.
practice,
Oh my,
even when it's
oh my
tough,
God.
the more confident you'll become in your ability.
I mean, how do you ensure I can improve my English communication skills with this approach?
I'm here, David. I'm listening carefully. What?
I
I see. Let me clarify. To ensure improvement in your English communication skills with this approach, you can focus on a few key strategies. 1. Seems like we got cut off. Let me continue. 1. Consistent practice. Make it a habit to practice English regularly, even if it's just a little bit each day. Active listening. Pay close attention to native speakers, whether in movies, podcasts, or conversations. This helps you understand pronunciation, intonation, and natural speech patterns. 3. Speaking regularly. Use every opportunity to speak, even if you make mistakes. The more comfortable you'll become. 4. Embracing challenges. By viewing challenges as learning opportunities, you'll stay motivated and resilient, pushing yourself to improve.
GPT, listen carefully.
This approach,
GPT,
with consistent effort, will help you become more fluent
GPT,
over time.
GPT, listen carefully. In my opinion, there is technical glitches of your speaking. I can't hear you clear and concise. I think it it's better to
I'm here, David, and
it's better
listening.
to finish
Yes, David, I'm here.
our practice today. Have a great day. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now. I think it would be better to finish our today's practice.
I'm sorry for the technical issues, David. It's been great practicing with you today. Have a wonderful day, and we'll catch up again next time. Bye for now.
Okay, bye for now.